What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the final edition for this season of Bro Code. It's your boys again this Sunday. First, let me give a shout out to my boys. This is our 8th edition, the season finale for this season. I just want to give a shout out to my boys, Rico, Coop, Allen. Like, I promised myself I wasn't gonna get emotional. You know, so I'm trying to hold this thing in, but I want to take the time, man, like from the bottom of my heart, bro, to be able to just thank you guys for like riding with me these 8 episodes, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's like
Yes, sir.
I had a vision, and I just reached out to these guys, and these guys, you know, put their family on hold on Sundays. They basically, you know, the topics that I presented them with, they came strong on every Sunday. You know, even days when they wasn't here, they was able to still give their input, you know, on the show and things we need to work on and things that's gonna make us better. You know what I'm saying? So from the bottom of my heart, I give a shout out to these guys. I'm real thankful for that. Also, the behind the scenes man, my big brother Tony Robinson, I'm gonna give a shout out to him for just, you know, giving us the vision that we have, you know, sitting down having meetings and stuff and talking to us and just, you know, giving us pointers on what it takes to be a better man, you know, be able to get in front of this camera and talk about different topics and stuff that we feel that's going to make not only us better men, but just give us a therapeutic session, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need more.
Appreciate you, Tony. Yes, sir.
So we need more of that. We need more of that from, you know, just being able to express, you know, how we feel as men, because to be honest, guys, some men, we just don't do that. Like I said, we don't talk about how we feel, you know that like if you feel like you need to cry about something, some guys just have to hold that in, but you know what I'm saying, you actually hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So without further ado, the topic for today is the power of manipulation part 2. So if you've seen part 1, you know how good it was. So we had my boy Rico was actually on vacation, so he missed part 1. Yeah, I'm saying we had a fill-in who's back with us on part 2. Sitting right here to the next to me, my boy Tristan. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Special guest.
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the power of manipulation. All of us, you know, some of us married, some of us single, some of us were married, but we're a little older. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wanted to bring some young blood to the set. You know what I'm saying?
Young
Because hey, we old. We've been there, done that with the manipulation,
Right.
but I'm kind of curious to see how things go from a young perspective. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, to my left, I'm gonna introduce first this young man that I've been known all his life. I practically raised him. He basically, every time, you know, we have a conversation, he pick up the phone, call me, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of this young man, of the things that he's working on, the things he's trying to become. So without further ado, give a shout out to my nephew, T. The other young man to my left, I'm saying, I watch him grow as well. He's been a part of a lot of my productions. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he's like a little brother to me. You know what I'm saying? So we work on different sets, on movies and plays and stuff like that. So, you know, he has a good head on his shoulder, and he's an Aquarius like your boy, eh? Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, my boy, Matthew. So, guys, welcome to Bro Code. So I'm here to tell y'all right now, you in for a good show. I'm saying today we may go over the hour. We ain't gonna be too long, but we ain't gonna hesitate to talk about everything we need to talk about.
Let's go let the conversation flow.
So yeah, we're gonna let it flow. We're gonna let it flow. So power manipulation. Okay, my intake on this is simple. Okay, it's funny. Like earlier, I was on Facebook and I seen this girl post about all the stuff that she need a man to do this, she need a man to do that, she need a man to do this, I want a man to do that.
I seen that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my question was, what are you gonna do for the man that's doing all that? Okay? So this is one of the things that I need women to understand. Okay? When it comes to all the things, me personally, I'm not gonna sit here and don't think that no man sitting in this area right here don't want what's best for their queen. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I don't have no problem with saying buying you the Michael Kors, buying you the Louis, buying you the Coach, whatever I'm saying, whatever my money can afford. I don't have no problem doing that. Okay? What I need from you though, I'm saying, the same power that I put into pleasing you on materialistic levels, I'm saying, with the things that you want, I need you to be able to do that on a mental level when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to come to you and feel like I can't talk to you about anything. You know what I'm saying? If you my queen and I'm trying to spoil you, I need you to spoil me too. Not saying that you got to go out and buy me the world. You know what I'm saying? But if you said I had a long day, when I come home, I don't need no drama. I don't need no nagging. I don't need no complaining. If anything, I need you to be by my side, figure out what the problem is so we can get through it together. So I feel like a lot of women basically, some guys too, not just women, basically they manipulate their way through the system because they feel like, okay, if I do this a certain way, then I can get him or get her to feel like I'm doing it this way. When you basically in it for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's my intake. I'm gonna let these guys chime in, and we're gonna go from there.
So let's get the youngster's point of view, nephew. So is that how it goes down these days? Because we're in our 40s and stuff like that. So it's been it's a change. The game has changed. We'll say since we was around 20, 30 years old. So
Yeah.
is that how it goes now with women and dating? From your perspective.
I mean, it's a lot of broad perspectives to say. Honestly, for me, it's kind of hard to get a gauge for that right now because like the roles are kind of reversing today. You know what I'm saying? Like the masculine and the feminine is kind of changing. Like women are more so, taking on masculine roles rather than feminine roles. So it's just like, now they finding different ways to, interpret relationships rather than how they used to always be conditionally. It's just man, woman, supporting and providing.
Right.
But now women are thinking that they, not thinking, but women are discovering that they can do these things for themselves. So now it's like
empowerment.
yeah. So it's more so at the same time it's women empowerment, but at the same time it's like they just kind of getting what I feel like they're getting what they deserve at this. What they feel like they're getting what they deserve in this situation. So it's just like it's kind of hard for us to gauge because as a man, you gotta have depth of awareness, and figure out what you actually want in a relationship. So like it's kind of hard to find and gauge that stuff when you dealing with all these. We all in a big dating pool, so it's kind of hard to tell. What I'm saying, what direction to even go with a specific woman. So it's like, we kind of just got to gauge and feel it today. With social media, you can interpret a lot of and see a lot of different things, but it's really way more so importance in our lives. Like women, they care about social media. It's a lot of mature women that still probably be on social media, but for us, it's kind of hard to gauge and see what's really going on and tell what we really need to do, and what where we need to go in that direction for that woman. So that's kind of me. It's just kind of in the air. It's kind of a little harder to gauge. It's just not like, it's not, like A-B. You got to figure out a lot more stuff. We just got a lot going on. So I'm not trying to look at it as an excuse. It's a different game now.
It's a different game. It's a different game. And it's good that we have the younger generation on this set right now because it's a totally different perspective, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we are older and we have our experiences, but we have to recognize what the younger generation is going through as well. And he brought up two good points, man. It's like masculinity, we're losing masculinity.
Right.
We're also indulged in social media. You know what I'm saying? So those are two big things that are like, as men, we have to recognize, like, hold on, how do we hang on to our masculinity? And why do women feel like they need to be the masculine person in a relationship? So there's things that we really need to talk about in this segment because, manipulation goes both ways. And I think in the first set, all of us was talking mainly about how women manipulate men. But we're going to get into how men manipulate women, so it's like, but those are, and young brother, man, thank you for that perspective because you just hit two huge topics, masculinity social media, and it's really changing the relationship game.
But you mentioned how, you know, women are having to be masculine, right? But that's probably gonna stem from how they, you know, it's been a long time. Like, this is a topic that's been going on for years now, right? And it's basically where us black men not being in the picture because we either locked up or we have babies and we leave and not being responsible and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So most women will say that they've had to step into those roles and do what they need to do to raise their kids and stuff like that because I'm just stick to we as the black men have not been there, right?
Right.
For your responsibility. So that's when there was I don't know at what time during our lives when that switched over to where us black men were not there, but the women had to say, hey, we got to step up and do whatever for our kids.
To make sure,
To make sure, you know what I mean? So if you call that masculinity, that's just call them surviving.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why, like, I definitely wanted to look at it from that aspect.
Yeah.
You know, it's always another side to it. You know, that's why I didn't want to come. You know, because it's always another side to it. You know what I'm saying, to the story. So like, it's another lot of women that we have, you know, might have necessarily seen. Like, we don't run into as many women with kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's real life situations and stuff going on like that. And we getting older to a point where that can be more realistic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yeah, like that's kind of where we can see, like, you can't really, it's kind of hard to get a gauge of like, you know, if we are dating and we kind of young in our 20s, you know, like you don't really know, you know, that direction could go anywhere with a woman, but you kind of understand, you know, like when people get a little older, a little more mature, and they know, you know, what direction they going. So yeah, I definitely understand that side. I don't want to not act like that. You know, I understand my mama had to do what she had to do for us too. So that's a perspective that I always understand. So I always respect it like that. So
I think for me, I look at it. I can say as a guy who was raised primarily by a single mother. My mother was very tough,
right.
but that's because she was raising boys and she had to do it by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I noticed getting older, like the difference, women who usually had to do it by themselves, they don't have masculine energy, as people will say, because they want to. It's because they literally had no choice.
Right.
You know, they put in a position where they gotta be this person and this person. Cause I mean, even if the father is in the picture, he's not in the home.
Right.
So we are like, I'm looking at myself like as growing up, you know, there were times where things would happen in the home. My mom was 5'2". I was 16, 17 years old, benching over 300 pounds in high school. Like, she can't do nothing with me if I really didn't want her to, if I didn't respect her like that.
Right.
So it makes them have to be a certain way because they understand I got to keep him alive or I got to keep her out of trouble. And I think it makes them difficult. Now, when I think it makes it difficult. When I got married, I got to see the other side of it because my wife came from a 2-parent household.
Right.
So she was raised totally different.
Right.
She was raised to, you know, in a sense of women do this.
Right.
Men do this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And she never like if it was a situation where as a man I'm supposed to do something, she didn't even try to, you know, like get involved with. She was looking, you know, her thing was like, you the man, that's your job.
That's your lane. That's right.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to step on your toes.
Yeah.
Like if you supposed to handle that, then you handle that.
Right.
If I'm supposed to handle this, I'm going to handle this.
Yeah.
And I spoke on that in part 1. Like certain things as a man and woman, you learn, you just do. Like
Know your role.
You know your role.
How would you feel if you had a wife that overstepped that boundary and didn't let you do what the man's supposed to do and took it upon herself? Like how would that make you feel?
It would make me feel like I have no purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it would make any man feel is because it's and more importantly, it'll make me feel like you don't trust my judgment.
Right.
So if you don't trust my judgment, it's hard for me to be who I am if you won't allow me to be that. If I'm put in a situation where every time I'm trying to do something for you and you showing me you don't need me, I have no choice eventually but to believe you and be like, if you don't need me, then I have to leave.
Right.
You know, and I don't think and I always tell women I don't try to blame them for that. I just really think it's that as he spoke of survival mode.
Yeah.
You don't know how to let go of that. I think some of them want that.
Yeah.
And then when that man comes or a young guy like yourself, when you come in and you like, yo, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't gotta work as hard. You ain't gotta do as much. I can take some of that, help you out.
Yeah.
They don't really know how to let go because they don't know how serious you are.
Right.
And that's their thing. If I let go of some of my responsibilities and put them off on you and you drop the ball, I'm gonna be mad at myself because I know
that she can handle.
I can handle that.
Right.
So I think it's fear.
And I think one of the biggest things, man, that a lot of women have to understand when it comes to this manipulation thing, like it's the power of teamwork. Like I said, I agree with you guys as far as when you basically date women that basically so used to doing it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, right, it comes a time when that's where communication comes in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't promise you that I'm gonna be here 6, 7, 8, 9 months, 3 years from now. I can't promise you that. Okay, but what I can promise you is what I can do for you right now at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So let's ride with the present. You know what I'm saying? Give me a chance to be able to try to maneuver things, try to change whatever you so used to. You know what I'm saying? And then we can see how that thing go. But at the same time, you have to allow me to come in and do those things. And see, a lot of women all the way, it was like, well, you know, he don't trust me. He think I'm not like the next woman. He think that I'm gonna do this. No, it's not the fact that I think you like that. But at the same time, when you come in, if you come in with the same perspective, the same talk, the same way you acting, the first thing I'm thinking, okay, you like the last one, okay? But if you come in with a whole different ball game, okay, if you come in, if I'm saying like, okay, you know what, let's go out and eat. No, baby, let me cook for you. Okay, or I gotta wash these clothes. No, baby, I got the laundry for you. You know what I'm saying? Now my mindset like, okay, maybe, you know, it's a little difference right here. But if I'm like, let's go out to eat, and you like, okay, who paying for it? You paying for it? Because I ain't paying for it. You know, now I'm like, okay, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even ask you who paying for it. I just asked you, did you want to get some food?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? So what a lot of women need to understand is, you know, a lot of they try to say that we're judgmental. No, we're not judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm saying, and I can speak the same thing for my nephew. It's the women and Tristan the same way. You know what I'm saying? Probably everybody on this set. Once you used to seeing how your mom take care of things, okay, when you searching for that woman, you looking for those same traits. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You know what I'm saying? You want to be that man that's gonna be providing and makes you feel safe and secure. Well, guess what? I need you to be the woman to do the same thing because my mama did that.
That could be a huge downfall. That could be a huge downfall. And before I get into that, because I can really relate to that, I had expectations of women in my life to be just like my mom, and that's not a good way to go. You want some characteristics, and you know, because that's what you've seen as you model. But I'll be honest with you, that's a dirt road to go down. You don't want to go down.
It doesn't have to be the same.
Yeah, but before we touch into that, I'll be honest with you. Like, I want to hear one more perspective from the younger generation, if you don't mind. And if you can give us your perspective.
Give it to us, Matt.
I think what we're not talking about is like feminism. And when feminism came about, it really got women into a perspective of, I don't need a man. And in our culture, if you hear any female rap song, they say, like, F a man, get money.
Right.
You know, say, F a man, just do your own thing. And that's really a detrimental part of society to black women.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you need a man to survive. You can't do it by
A
yourself.
lot of women don't feel that way.
They don't feel that way. They don't feel that way.
I have to say this though. I have to say this. Because I got 2 daughters.
Okay.
And I got 3.
I got 2 daughters.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I do raise my daughter, and I tell her, I'm raising you so you don't need a man.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with being a responsible adult, right?
It's a difference.
It's a difference.
Right.
But to procreate and create life and keep your generation going, you're going to need a man.
And I'll be honest with you, as a father, I'm not blessed with daughters. I'm blessed with boys. But I'll be honest with you, if I was to teach my daughter that she don't need a man, in my head, if I teach her that, where she's gonna get her pleasure from, where she's gonna get her sexual
And it's a
satisfaction
different
from.
culture, so she'll go to another woman.
No. Right.
Yeah.
This is what I mean when I say I don't need a man. Meaning, I tell her, you want to be in a position to where you don't need a man.
Like holiness.
Like you don't need a man.
Yeah.
You want one because it's totally different.
Okay.
If I don't need you, then when I do have you, I can appreciate you.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yes.
not a
Right,
situation
right.
where
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
dependent
I'm not
on you.
obligated to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only if
You
only
here
if
because
you're adding
I
value.
want, yeah,
Right.
you
Yeah,
here
yeah.
because I want you to be here,
Yeah, I
and you
feel
want
like-
to be here.
Right.
It's a want thing, not a you need me and I need you.
Right.
Like, I feel like for
So-
us,
That's
like,
codependent.
Yes.
Right.
It's
It's more so like-
codependent. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like more so it's like an enabling thing. Like, and for me, like y'all said, like stemming from my mom, like I'm trying to understand. You know, it might be a lot of different situations where my mom, you know, she made it happen for us. So it's just like, you know, like it's kind of hard for me to look at a perspective from a woman that, you know, kind of feels like she needs help or needs to be enabled, you know, because she didn't necessarily have to go through this, you know. But
Right.
hearing from my mom's story and my uncle's testament, you know, like they had a rough story coming up. So it's just like, you know, it's kind of hard for me to feel bad for somebody that wasn't in a situation like that, and then expect me to assume that role as a man while you know what I'm saying, basically
Right.
don't have to be accountable and held as the same, you know, roles as me. So for us, it's kind of like, you know, it's hard for us to assume roles in relationships.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, we have expectations. It's not that I don't want, like, just like my sister, I don't want her to have to think like she have to depend on no bozo or nobody out here.
Right.
You know, I want to feel like I'll be in that position to help her if she do. But, you know, that's what you said. Like, you want to be in a position for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it be a mutual thing, not because you need somebody, not because it's a certain situation or you got kids. Like, I've made this mutual agreement with this person to make this happen. You know, now we're a team. We are one. We are partners. It's no
Team.
situation.
It's
So
a
it's
word.
It's
It's
nothing
a
like
better,
that.
it's a better
Team.
Yeah,
situation.
sorry.
But we as men, we value different things other than women, right? So we talked about social media. Women value social media.
Right.
That's where they get their happiness from.
Yes,
If you look on
yes.
Facebook, Instagram, it's nothing but women.
Yeah.
Nothing but women.
But you got, and a lot of those situations is money behind it.
That's true. That's
Some of
true.
it, yeah.
And
You know what I
women
mean?
value money. They
Or
wanna
it's
be- they
money,
wanna feel secure.
or it's money, and then maybe I'm wrong, but it's also a trap too. You know what I'm saying? It depends on like what people are looking for. Like so that woman could be looking for a man, right? And she think this is the way to find that man, right?
Yeah.
But in our culture, though, you know what I'm saying? If your social media not popping, she not gonna give you the time of day.
Yeah, follow. You
You
gotta have
know what I'm
followers.
saying?
Like, y'all like
It's
that.
crazy,
Y'all-
right? It's crazy.
Followers gotta be up.
Likes gotta be up.
But the thing,
I post stuff, I don't have no followers.
Yo, put like this. I don't care. You can have 0 followers. If your money is up, then that's all she gonna
Yeah,
care
nah,
about.
I'm
You
saying,
forget
but-
that.
But money is good, right? But nowadays, like modern women, they look for status as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that status, and it don't show on your social media,
Yeah.
they can't equate that to your value. You feel what I'm saying?
That's why
I
I can't relate to
I
that.
still can't relate to that.
It's a different game. It's a
Because I
different
feel
game.
for a good percentage of them, the money talk. They don't
Yeah.
care about,
Yeah.
it's like if I say I ain't on Instagram, right, but check my bank account.
Right.
Okay, but look what
That's
I'm saying.
manipulation.
Hold on.
though.
That's what they looking for. You know what I'm saying? They up there. That's what they looking for. Yeah, they looking. They putting themselves out there in what they got on every post, right? What they wearing.
Right.
They shaking they butt. This is famous thing. But
Nah,
they doing all that kind of
so-
stuff.
So I'm gonna ride with Kristen on you know, I don't have girls, but I have boys, and I tell my boys the same thing when it comes to women, right?
Yeah.
You know, find you a partner that's gonna be a teammate.
Partner.
Don't find somebody that you gotta take care of.
Right.
Find somebody that's got the same vision and outlook that you got.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that way y'all
Devastating.
working together and you're not
Mhm.
working separate. Because when you talking about being together or being in a relationship or marriage or whatever the case may be, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be good times. You're supposed to be making memories and enjoying life together. Not being miserable, not arguing, not none of that stuff.
Right.
You know, and you can't do that unless you find somebody that's got, you know, the same mindset or similar mindset that you have.
Right.
So when it comes to, you know, because they all got degrees, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If she got one or she don't, but she working towards that, or you know, she got a good, you know, mindset. Hey,
Yeah.
you can work with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always great to have one because you know she can have a career, not a job.
Yeah.
Because a job can be taken quickly.
So I'm gonna go disagree with you on
Which part?
on what you just said. Because like what you need to understand is you just open up a big can. Okay.
What you disagree
they
with?
talk about
What you
listen,
disagree with?
I'm gonna take it though.
I think I know where
I'm
you're
gonna take it. I'm
going.
gonna take
Yeah.
it. You talking about it ain't about the followers, it ain't about the status, it's about the bank account. You do not want to open that can
That's what I
because
was
if
thinking.
you open that can,
Yeah.
baby, you know what? My bank account sitting like this right here. That's where her mind gonna be at. And no, hold on, let me finish. That's where her mind gonna be at. So all this thing we talking about as far as manipulation, she ain't gotta do that because you just basically said, look, baby, my bank account sitting like this right here. Okay,
Right.
teamwork, she ain't gotta do that because basically when you said something about that bank account, basically you telling me I'm gonna take care of you.
No,
Let me finish.
That's the way they look at it.
Let me finish. Okay. All right. Okay. So listen. So when she window shopping. When she window shopping and you trying to talk to her about the light bill and she talking to you about this like a quarter she seen on sale, that's your fault. That's your fault.
We ain't looking at Michael Kors.
What?
We're looking at
Louis.
Louis.
You know what I'm saying? So that's your fault. So what I'm saying is, the thing about basically what I'm saying is, I agree with these young guys as far as like your status is important. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna sit here and have a conversation with you about what's in my bank account because
But
that's not what's important.
so-
We talking about teamwork.
Yeah.
We talking about partnership.
Yeah, but I
okay,
was-
not about me taking care of you.
I wasn't talking about taking care of nobody. I was saying, like, he was saying how important social media following is. And I said
Right.
the ones that we talking about most likely, right? They're doing
Chasing
their
the
social.
bag.
They chasing the bag. There you go, right? And then
Yeah.
if you don't have a social media status, but I got the bag, that's what she really looking for, right?
Security.
Security,
It's
right? 'Cause
security.
she like,
But-
I got all this time.
These
But
women-
because
they
you
look
got
for
a bag, does that mean
security.
you have security?
Yeah, but
They
check
looking
this
for
out.
security.
Women are fearful, right? So all they want is security.
Let's
Right,
see.
but just listen. So you telling me you
they
can't
want
be, you
stability.
can't listen.
Right.
So you telling me you can't offer security and stability without a bag?
You can't though.
How you can't?
No, I just say you can't.
No, I think you can.
You
I
can.
think
You can.
But
But-
you
but-
can't
but-
have
say
a-
that. That's
Go
the
ahead.
biggest thing about it. Like
But that
I
was
feel
they
like
looking for.
that's the most important thing that every man needs to be aware of. Like, you know, we can easily try to justify it with saying that we have money, but deep down we know that ain't half the battle either. You know,
Right.
like
It's not.
most of everything, like, you know, like I said, like
Light is
having
clean.
depth of awareness, you know, like it's always gonna be another dude, probably richer.
Richer,
Like,
yeah,
right.
Better car.
To think that you're the only
Right.
man in the world that can do this or provide, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you
Just
have to know that, you know.
Just
So-
like when the women they on Instagram, Facebook, whatever they own, right? Half naked, right? Do they know that you looking for more than that? Like they gotta know because just because they attract you with that, in the end of the day, you're gonna be looking for more than that, right?
Right.
Can she
But
cook?
that communication
Can she
comes in.
Yeah, but I'm just
Right.
saying in that particular thing, they think that that's the only thing that's gonna attract us
Right,
is
right.
that you
Go
look
ahead.
good
See,
and stuff like
all of that right there, right? That falls into the two things that I hear men complain about and women.
Right. You got
I
the
hear
same problems.
women always saying they get tired of being objectified,
Right.
looking
That's
at
what
my
I'm
body.
saying. You can't
But,
look at it
and
like
I
that,
tell
yeah.
them, men are visual creatures.
Right.
So if all you're putting on display is your body, that's all he sees.
Sees.
Same thing if you turn it back to men.
Yeah.
If you putting out
If you
there, look
presenting
at
something,
look
yeah.
at my car,
Mm.
look
Yeah.
at my house,
Look at my
look,
money.
look at my jewelry, look how I
Right.
roll, look what I do
Yeah.
for a living. If that's all you putting out there is that I'm successful, that's all she care about and all she see.
Right.
You
Right.
you a bag. Same
Yeah.
thing with a guy. Oh, she bad.
Yeah.
Right.
She thick.
That's what
I don't know if she's
So-
smart.
so-
Right,
I
right.
don't know if
This
she
got-
good.
right.
I don't know if she's
Yeah.
smart. I
I
don't
know
know if
she's
she's
fine,
crazy.
though.
I don't know if she'll run my stuff to the ground.
Right.
Now she looking at him. He a bag, she don't know if he abusive.
Right.
She don't know if he a womanizer.
Right.
She don't know if there's other women. She
Right.
don't know if there's a wife.
Right.
Right.
She don't know none of that. So that's why I say sometimes you gotta learn to look past that.
And
And
just,
actually-
hey, so let me say this. Let me say one
Go
thing.
ahead.
To piggyback on what you just said, I actually just came into a situation like that last night. Okay, I was around this couple. So the chick, well, she had the Louis, you know what I'm saying, the little pink Louis purse, like oh boy, I had the bling on watches and everything. So I'm like, okay, I said, you must got a little cheese or whatever. But bro, when I tell you, when he opened up his mouth, every time he said something to her, bro, it was like you would think he was walking on a doormat. So all that stuff that you saying, I'm saying that the success, bro, that come with a price tag. Because if my thing is, a lot of them need to understand, yeah, I may be able to take care of you, but like you said on the last show, your opinion don't matter. And I'm gonna talk to you how I want to talk to you. I'm gonna do you how I want to do you, because your mindset is like, oh, I'm rocking this Louis. I'm rocking these Tory Burch shoes. But guess what? Hey, this disrespect gonna come with all that. And what can you do about it?
Right.
Because the only thing you have showed me is the fact that the only thing I gotta do is take you shopping, and I can do you any way I want to.
And I
Dude,
think
I have heard that a million times about
I don't
these
see that
millionaire dudes and these dudes that have money. It come with a price.
They don't have to,
It
they don't
come
have to
with
have that
you
respect.
being
They
in
don't
a
have
big
to do
house.
none of that because
No.
they have everything already. I mean, like, this is what the woman is looking for at the time. So
Right.
they damn near take advantage of that point. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's why women have to know, have to be aware of themselves as well and know that, you can be self-empowered, but you don't necessarily need a man. That's what is bringing us right back into
I think
That's the
it's two.
continuous circle.
I think it's two areas that we need to, and we haven't hit on yet. But when it comes to everybody wants a bag.
Yeah.
And everybody wants a good life, right?
I just want to go out to eat.
But we all want to be successful. We
Right.
all want to
That's
be
right.
comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's two things we haven't talked about, and I feel like when man and woman come together, if they have this same mindset, I think it could be a beautiful thing, and that is potential and work ethic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Explain that,
if
explain
you're looking at somebody that has, okay, I feel this woman got potential, or I feel this man has potential to be great. I feel this woman has potential to be whatever she wants to be.
Yeah.
Cool. And you follow that up with work ethic. Like, what are you doing? Like, okay, you don't mind starting from the bottom and working your way up. When you see somebody that's working their way up, progressively trying, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get that. Like, to me, I feel like that's the road to getting the bag. That's the road to being comfortable. And then if you can mix in friendship and communication and all that stuff, I feel like that's where two people win together. But if you're trying to manipulate out the gates, oh, I want the bag, I want the Louis, you can't give me Louis. I feel like that's where a lot of relationships go wrong. You gotta look at potential and work ethic. This man go to work every day. This man don't like calling out. This woman, like, okay, she's entry level, but she's talking about, oh, if I go to school and do this, or I can get here.
Right.
That's work ethic. That's potential. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you go into a relationship and you see that, then I feel like everybody can get the bag.
So before anybody else, let me say this.
Say it.
I'm gonna say this right here. So I agree with you to a certain extent.
Okay.
However, now let me tell you how manipulation plays on that part.
Go ahead.
Because this where communication is very important. Yeah, you may see her trying to go to school, trying to better herself or whatever. So now to you see, okay, you know what? She's trying to better herself. A wise man once said, be careful of the definition of potential. Okay? He said potential. Okay, that means you have the act of doing something. Not mean you there, you have the act of doing it. So you may have potential to be a good woman, that don't mean you are one. You know what I'm saying? You have that act of maybe be, but that don't mean you are. So what I'm saying is, you have what manipulation comes in that, I may see you working, going to school. I may see you trying to better yourself, okay? So me as a man or your man, I want to step in and help you get to that level, okay? But at the same time, what communication comes in at, once you get to that level, now my question is, what is your use for me? You know what I'm saying? Or is this gonna be a partnership now that you're at this level, we can go to greater heights? Or now is it, okay, I got this nursing degree, you helped me get there, it was nice knowing you, see you later. Come on, bro, I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real with you.
And I'm so glad you brought it to that point. Because because I was finna touch on that, and I was finna say the thing that nobody really likes to talk about, right? Is situations change when you have options.
Yes.
I was about to touch on that.
Because
Y'all not talking about, like, we need to be real about it.
You gotta be real about it.
And when I talk about that,
Don't hold back on this show.
My thing is this. I'm talking about from the man perspective and the woman perspective. Right? Like, you have women out here that once they get a certain amount of money, they are looking at you like,
Or level.
I can get better than you.
Right.
For one, I know I can take care of me.
Mhm.
I'm looking at what I have to offer individually now. I know I can get better than you because better than you keeps trying to talk to
me.
But women
That's
don't.
what I'm saying.
it's the same-
That's what you gotta understand. Like we all in this big old dating melting pot. So it's just like you might see a great dude with potential. It's gonna be some dude that can give you that right now. So it's kind of hard for a woman. I mean, like a young woman, going through this. I mean, you can't necessarily blame her for doing that. I'm not taking up or saying they should, but it's just like she got to handle her business and weigh her options. If we being realistic about it, potential versus what's going on right now. I understand that. That's why most dudes, So
But
it's
you
just
gotta
like,
think, even going back to in history, right? You talking about when a father he would look for somebody for his daughter, right? The dude had to be established, had to have some land,
that's
had
what I'm
to have
saying.
some
We want
money,
the same
and stuff
stuff.
like that.
We want the bag. We want that too.
So it was like at that time, if you didn't have nothing, daddy wasn't passing the daughter to you because you couldn't take care of her.
Right. And we
Right.
gotta be realistic about that. That's what
That old school
dudes-
mentality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, in some cases, dudes still have that old school mentality. Like we supposed to still be able to take care of somebody to do something, but I mean, we living in the same world y'all living in. It's
But check this out.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So men, they look for quantity once they get to a certain status.
Yeah.
Especially if they was average and they made themselves come up.
Yeah,
You know what
you've
I'm
been
saying?
feeling that the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
And women, they
Back
look
then,
for
they
quality.
Yeah.
They look for quality. But now in our culture, the roles reverse.
Yeah.
Women look for quantity. They want a man that's gonna take care of their car, another man's gonna take care of their house,
Exactly.
another
Yeah,
man's
do
gonna
it
cook for
potential.
them. You know what I'm saying? While men, we look for a quality woman that we can actually wife up.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I
Very
seen this
true.
post
Mhm.
on Instagram that said that the woman had became the man that they wanted to have ultimately.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So they
Okay.
have made themselves become the
Into the
bag.
man that they
You know what
wanted
I'm
to
saying?
be.
They made themselves
Into the man that they
independent.
wanted
to be.
They made
Yeah.
themselves aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they don't have somebody that meets that minimum qualification. You're not even considered in the picture at all.
This is true.
Yeah.
A lot of women say that
They
on,
say
on
it.
social media.
Yeah.
Like, if you ain't doing this, and this, you
Yeah.
ain't even in the middle.
But-
But
I know how
they'll
they-
still use you though.
So right.
They'll still use
You
you.
know how you kept talking about the woman is the helpmate, right? You
Yeah.
kept saying it in one
Mhm.
episode, right?
Yeah.
So when it says helpmate, that's help. That means most likely the guy, the man is supposed to be here,
I already have something.
and then the woman is there to help.
No.
Right.
No. That's not the man here. Because a man is never here. When you're in a relationship, there's no somebody here and somebody here.
Right.
So when you're in a relationship, we're here.
Right.
If you got a quality relationship,
Right.
we're both here.
Right.
But a man needs a helpmate
Yeah.
because sometimes as men we go here.
I don't agree with that.
But
I
the
don't
thing
agree
about it,
with
like for the
that.
most part, like
I
the
don't agree
women,
with that.
like if you go to traditional churches or whatever, the women, they stand back and they follow the men.
Right. That's
Always,
yeah,
right? If you go
yeah.
to I used to go to Church of Christ a lot, right? So women weren't allowed to be in the pulpit. Women are not allowed to do certain things because they basically, they have to stay in the background. They do a lot of things. They help. There's a lot of stuff they do, but the men are in the forefront, right? So traditionally, that's how relationships are. The men are in the forefront of the relationship, and the women are there helping.
And in the team though,
But I have to say, a lot of them women were not happy.
Yeah, because you
They
got
were
to think
not
about it. In
Yeah,
a team,
yeah.
in a team,
Yeah, exactly.
you have to have a leader.
Jordan is the
I don't
Jordan
wanna
is
feel like
Jordan.
I have a
You got
leader.
Jordan. Pippen is back there.
Exactly.
Jordan, Pippen is helping,
Right.
but Jordan is out there in the front.
But his role is not less than his.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Exactly.
equally as important.
Yeah, I want to feel like somebody we here for a certain reason. We've made this mutual choice. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you can peep when somebody is using you or a situation
You
where
can,
like,
you can.
oh, they call you at this certain time. This girl. If this girl call you when she drunk, like you in a
know where
different
you at.
category.
You
You
know
know what I'm
where
saying?
you at.
I was like,
That's the youngster
Yeah.
stuff, right?
You know you're wrong.
That late night
Yeah.
call, about that at
Some
2
drunk-
o'clock.
Right.
But we've been through that. Like we
Hold up, mom. No, I didn't. Mom.
And some religions may say that because God created man and man was first, right? So you first in the household and all that kind of stuff, and the woman is there still to help. If
Yeah.
we're talking about in that aspect, right?
Yeah.
But hold on,
But-
I'm go there with you though.
But-
I mean,
God took a side of Adam. That means she's supposed to be on his side.
Side.
Yeah.
Say that, man.
Not behind him, not in front
Yeah,
of him.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing.
You know
Like
what
if
I'm
we
saying?
looking at the world in the same way, why not? You know, we here with it. It's not no so bros.
I think everybody's missing
Thank you.
the
Come on.
biggest point.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
It all depends on how you view women.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how that man views women. If you were brought up like to womanize women, to not have respect for women, it's not going to change when you get older,
Right.
and
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you become successful,
Right.
it's
It'll
going
be
to
worse.
get worse.
Right.
A woman
You
is
know,
the best thing on earth.
It's the
How if you view
Hey, I
if you
agree
view
with
a
that.
woman like that,
I
a woman is
agree
the
with that.
best thing on earth.
I agree with that.
now
pretty-
if a woman now
Good woman.
and also it depends on how a woman is raised to view a man, and this is why, like now that my daughter, I didn't start thinking about all of this stuff until my daughter was of dating age, and it made me start asking myself questions. Okay, this young man, are your parents married? Okay, have you ever seen your dad hit your mother? Have you ever seen your dad yell at your mother? Have you ever seen him call your mother out of her name? Have you ever seen, because if you've seen these things,
Yeah, patterns.
we are what we saw.
Yeah.
No matter how much we think we're different than our parents, they are our first examples
Correct.
of everything in life.
Yeah.
So you may think that you're different, but you're really not. You just haven't been put in that situation yet where it came out.
Show your true
That's-
colors.
that's why-
It just haven't
Right.
came out yet.
That's why
And
That's why I
yeah.
feel like it's kind of hard for us because, like, you know, like you can't really gauge like the real situation. Like most people that we dating ain't really been in that real situation.
Right,
Like, they
right.
haven't had kids. Like I haven't seen a girl that really had to get in her hustle mode.
Yeah.
It's just that she was beautiful enough to be enabled in that situation. Somebody wanted to take her out on that trip.
Right.
Somebody wanted to do that for her.
Yeah.
You can't feel bad for that woman
No.
because we
No,
all
no,
want
no.
to do that stuff as a man.
Absolutely.
So it's just like.
Like have y'all?
It's just like
have
now
y'all-
you can't get mad. Like it's just
You
like
gotta accept
you know what I'm
it.
saying? It
Like,
just is what it is.
the
Like,
blame
y'all-
game,
have y'all,
like,
like, you, as a man, you want your bag too. So it's just like
Like have y'all dated women like outside of y'all culture? Like
Nope.
I have.
I have.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
have.
So if you-
I'm married.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
so-
married to one.
So what's up nationality?
My wife is Korean.
Okay, so you got so completely different, right? When you go to the Asian women, right? It's basically what do you want me to do? Is that how? is that how
Yeah.
Right. And that's because they've been
I don't
taught
want
that way.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
what I'm
so
saying.
some people might not want
That's
that.
gonna be right here.
Yeah,
Like,
but if you go, cause my dad, I don't know, he used to like Asian women. He used to talk about them all the time. He was like, hey, you know, you want one that's gonna be like.
yeah, my dad.
What
told
you
me.
mouth?
Right,
No mouth.
right.
What you mean? No, sir. Basically, yes, sir. No, sir. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
Asian women. But some people like, yeah, you be like, yeah, get a backbone or something,
Yeah, I don't
right?
like. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's why it's hard for me with certain women. Like you know, like soft. Like I'm not saying that my mom is a hard woman, but it's
Yeah.
just like it's hard
She
for me to
is.
be around. Like
She is.
you know, like it's certain stuff. Like it's just, but she had, you know, her
But-
skin had to get thicker.
Yeah,
in
but
that
it's
situation.
almost like it's different between cultures, right?
It
You
is.
know, a lot of
It
black
is.
women have
Yeah.
had
I don't-
to be that way, right?
I don't want no enabling, no
You know-
soft, oh yes man.
No,
Yeah.
See, I do though. I do.
No. Let me say with that, I
Well, she's gonna be
understand.
black.
No, hold on. Listen. So I do understand the culture thing does make a difference. However, I'm saying, but there are some black women that's like that too, though.
It is.
I got
This-
a friend. I just want to say, I got a friend that's 100% like that. Like she was looking for a husband, right? And she would tell me, she's like, Rico, I want him to be the head, like everything, like the big decision, everything. And she made plenty of money. I'm talking about
Hey,
big money.
that's rare right
Big
there.
money. She like,
And
she
you
like,
gonna set your boy up?
she actually just got married. I guess I could have. You know what I'm saying? But she made plenty of money.
Right,
like, for
right.
real. And she was like, yo, and me and her went to high school stuff together. She was like, hey, I'm looking for a guy. This is our second marriage. She was like, I want him to be the head, regardless if he make a portion of what I make, right? But when it comes to decisions and the money and stuff like that, she's really into religion and God and stuff like that. He is supposed to be the head of me,
Right.
and I'm gonna follow him, even though it's technically the money that I'm making, but it's our money, right? So it is some women like that that are black and she black, right?
Yeah, I got one.
But that's rare.
But
That is rare.
like I'm saying, it's women like that. The thing about it is, it's women like that. Cause I know a couple that's like that. But it's all about how you present yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to communicate what it is that you want, okay? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know what I'm saying, and my nephew probably just like me, that's probably where you get it from. I don't want no yes woman. You know what I'm saying? No. If I come in the house and I'm doing something, I want you to have the type of backbone that you want enough to tell me where I'm wrong at, okay? Because when we're in a relationship and we're trying to grow together, I can't grow thinking I'm right all the time. Okay, if you're not that woman that can voice your opinion, to tell where I'm wrong at, and stand by that without me thinking, like without you thinking that I'm gonna be mad, so why I get mad? Guess what? You give me that information is gonna help me grow. Okay, you being that yes woman, I'm doing everything wrong. If it don't work between me and you, I go to the next woman thinking I'm doing it right, and then she gonna stray you and nothing for thinking like, okay, then why she didn't? Because when I did like this right here, it worked for me at then. Well, I ain't hurt. Oh, they'll tell you that quick. I ain't hurt. Okay, so you have to get that understanding. Every woman, I'm saying, like I said, I don't want no yes woman. I want a woman that's gonna basically be able to express how she feel and stick by it, whether I get an attitude, get mad about it or not. Because at the end of the day, if we trying to grow as a team, if I got a problem with you, it's something that you're doing, I'm gonna voice it. And I want you to do the same thing.
But
women gonna follow comfort.
That's a part.
They're gonna follow comfort, and they're gonna follow what's right. If they feel like they can follow you and you're gonna lead them without any fail, they're gonna follow you.
Yeah, because most
you know
dudes,
what I'm saying?
like most of the times, I think like, you know, in some cases dudes can be insecure. The only thing that you feel like you can put in front of a woman's face is money. So you know, so let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the scenario. What if you didn't have that money? Put yourself in it. So what else can you bring value as a man? Can you bring her security? You know, mental affirmation, you know what I'm saying? Anything.
So
it's beyond that. That's what I look at it.
So you saying that, nephew? So okay, are women in your age range right now? Are they really thinking that far ahead? Yeah. Are they thinking past money, the bag? He got all this cheese. Are women to really understand that though?
I definitely feel like it's some women definitely get into their own bag. Like don't need no. I mean, it's some people that are waiting, you know, for that situation. Wish they had a dude that can be mutual, but it's some dudes, some women out here just taking. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad told me,
I'll say what to you know, go with what he's saying. I would say yes. Reason being, you have more black women with degrees than black men.
So
that to me lets me know that they're thinking in that way, and what they're trying to do. And that's what I tell women. That's what I say a lot of times. Like sometimes the reason why these women, why you see the younger women in y'all generation so serious about their career, or so serious about their money, or so serious about their standards, is because they saw somebody before them who didn't have enough of them.
Right.
Whether it been their mom, their auntie, their grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like you look through your family tree and you like, well, how were they married for 50 years? But the youngest baby is 35 and that ain't grandma baby.
But it's some people,
daddy baby, but
it's some people,
you know, and like, you know, so they you put it together. You know what I'm saying? So I think I told my daughter the same thing. I told my daughter, set your standards, and let him fall under it.
Right.
If he don't meet it, he don't meet it. You don't come down. You don't lower it like, oh, he's cute. I'm just bring it. No. Set your standard. Set your standard.
So what, man?
That's where manipulation come in at.
Well, explain that.
Because you know the game keeps changing, right? So we as men gotta adapt if we want that woman.
Right.
So once we know her standard, we can present our representative to her, right, and give her her standard until we got her. And once we got it, we can switch up. But see, women, they stick.
You talked about representation.
Women stick in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's all the time.
Women stick in it.
The first, when we did part 1, I spoke about that, and I spoke about how young people should not get married at a young age.
No.
I said because you are dealing with that person's representative.
Yeah.
You don't know them. They are
Yeah.
just trying to be who you want them to be.
Right.
But what happens is
Exactly.
you get tired.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be tired of pretending.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're gonna be like, look, this is me. I know guys who personally did it. Like
Right.
killing themselves. They like this girl. They can't afford to take her to this restaurant.
Right.
But he gotta do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he like, man, she killing me, bro. Killing me, bro.
Right.
Every
So,
time I turn around, she
As y'all
wanna-
talk about degrees, like, would you marry somebody or would you be with somebody without a degree?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Today, I
adds
feel like
value.
it's a new game. Like I mean,
Yeah.
like we all
It
grow
don't
up
even
having to
matter.
think that we had to
It don't
supposed to
matter.
have married and kids, white picket fence by 30, but I think it's a
Right.
different game now.
It
Like you
is.
got rappers still rapping at 50. So it's like it's a different world. Like, you know, degrees. We finally being exposed to the truths of all this world.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Of what's really going on. We
Right.
conform to, regular
Not
stuff
just
that
not
we
just
thought.
y'all,
Yeah.
us too. Those
Yeah,
two.
that's what I'm saying.
Our
We
generation.
conform.
Yeah, it's
And we
awesome.
kind of going through it like I tell my friends all the time, like we kind of like the middle child generation. I was born
Absolutely.
in '94,
Yeah.
so we still able to
Ooh.
embrace what was then and what's now. So we still
Right.
able to see what's new. So it's kind of hard for us
We
to
see both
like,
perspectives.
it's like
Yeah.
man, like this is how a family is supposed to go. But
Right.
like it's
This is where we
OnlyFans out here.
going,
You got
right?
OnlyFans, girls on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
All, you
crazy,
know what I'm saying?
man.
Instagram,
It's
we see the
crazy.
same stuff
I'm
y'all
gonna
see.
put my toes
All
on
the
the
time.
same
Time,
time.
we can't act like
I don't even say how people pay for that. They ain't getting my never get my
yeah, I ain't know.
Yeah,
about
right.
it, I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
Yeah,
Now, you can't be mad at the
I'm not
hustle,
mad.
man. Hey,
I'm saying, I was
it's
not
a
gonna hustle,
re- it's
but
a
it's just like,
reinvention,
damn,
right?
But you know what's
It all
crazy
depends
though?
on.
What's crazy is that nowadays modern women, they want a traditional man all the way, right? But they want to stay on OnlyFans. They want to stay twerking on Instagram. they want to not cook,
Like,
not,
you ain't-
not do nothing. They want to do all the deals.
So you think
I
that
told
white
her
people?
everything I was
But at the same time though, you saying that, but it attracts you in a certain way. You'll look at it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Right,
But
right.
you be like, man, I ain't finna bring her home.
Nah,
Like that, you know
you're
what I
not. You're not.
What y'all, and that, look, this is,
That's
I used
funny.
to tell women this all that. This is what I used to tell women, just to take it back almost to part one, right? This one thing I used to tell women. You want to, and I hear women talking about they want a man to pay for everything, right?
Right.
Okay, so here's how that plays out. If I'm paying for everything, that means these bills are residual, right?
Right.
That means that they're non-negotiable.
Right.
So
Right.
you understand anything I ask you to do.
It's
It's non-negotiable.
Right.
I don't care how tired you are. If I
Right.
want sex right now, you
Right.
need to get up.
On demand.
Right.
If I want fellatio right now, it happens right now.
Right.
Because guess
Right.
what? I'm tired,
And
but
I
I
don't want
still
to
gotta
be
go
like
to work.
Exactly.
Right.
Boy,
So
yeah,
if
You
Right.
don't want to be like that, right?
Right.
You don't want to be
If
like
I'm
that.
paying, if I'm paying for everything that's being used,
Yeah.
and that's a non-negotiable situation for me,
Right.
then my situation with you is going to be non-negotiable. So I always tell them, be careful
But it's a job
with
at
what
that
you're
point.
asking.
But this is where we go back to quantity, right?
Right.
Women look for quantity, so if she's not gonna have that non-negotiable with you, she just go to another man that's gonna do what
And I think
really be a simp for real.
Yeah, and we go through heartbreak a lot easier. I feel like it's easier for women today to bounce back. But
Yeah.
for us, like once you've invested yourself in a woman,
Yes.
it's kind of hard. Like
Yes.
they, it's easy for them to bounce back. Another dude could take them on a trip.
Right,
right,
They
right.
thinking about like
Hey, next day.
all this
Just
time
went-
you
just
used
went
to
through that.
like,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Yes. I just went through that. Hey, no, yes.
No.
I agree with you on that.
For the most part, that's what I think.
I'm talking about
There's a percentage. It's low, right? Of women that can do that kind of stuff and have no emotional attachment, right?
That's true.
Men can do that a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
Most women, right? If say for instance you date your girl, or you date your girl, right? You've been dating for a long time, right? You might mess around on her or whatever, right? And just keep coming back, never say anything. If she do that, if she mess around,
It
on
hurt
her,
different.
it's gonna hurt, but
It hurt different.
that means she
It do.
really cared about that dude or something.
Yeah,
right?
it was an
It
emotional
hurt.
attachment.
So
Yeah.
that means yo, you in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, if your girl step out on you, you in trouble, man. It's a lot of stuff that's in her mind, something that you ain't doing right. For us, right? I mean,
that's what we looking at it like, damn, what was I
like,
doing wrong?
so
you figure out what you did wrong.
So this lady,
moved on.
actually, I just saw this on the gram the other day, right? So this lady, she was talking about, she's like, so women, their cycle is once a month, right? So it's one single egg, right? So they're meant to because sex is meant for procreation, right? So she's meant to have sex, you know, to have just one time, right? One egg, one baby, right? Men, we make, I don't know, 100 million, 200 million.
Right.
So biologically, we're made to keep
going,
hitting, keep going, right? Every day you making more and more. So in your mind, you think a man is technically supposed to be not monogamous, right? You're supposed to have, you know, just, you know, Nick Cannon style, right? Shoot up the club, right? You know what I mean? So a woman, if she's having sex with you, is seriously emotionally attached in some way. Of course, you're gonna have those outliers, right? They're just like, oh, let's go. It's everybody, right? You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's kind of flipped. Like men, we can kind of jump around. Women, it's gonna be if your girl jump out on you, then you in trouble.
That's why they always say like men are physical and women are emotional. So that's why it's hard for men to deal with their girl cheating than it is for their girl to.
Because it's imagery for us, like y'all said.
Right.
We see it.
Like my wife, right? I'm gonna tell y'all this quick story. My wife, I was doing a workout challenge at work, right? And you gotta, and they take points off for losing muscle, yeah. So I went from like 225 to 190, right?
That's crazy.
Abs. Bro, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, when I got abs, I'm a lot weaker and all that kind of stuff, but I like, shit, I told my wife I got abs. Like, look at this. I'm taking pictures and showing. I showed up at my desk at work. There was a large pizza and a Coke at my desk. And I'm like, calling, I'm like, she's like, you got my gift? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, now gain the weight back. I'm like, so I said, yo, you can see my abs, right? You can see the D'Angelo style. Like, she's like, I don't care nothing about that. She's like, when I met you, you was big, and that's what I like.
She like,
So she didn't want no abs, right? So I said, cool, I eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But because she was connected to you mentally, that's why.
Right.
For us, if flip the reverse, if that was your wife getting ready for the same event, you like, baby, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Instead of some carrots. Right. Like, hey, we eat salad tonight, baby. Hey, ain't no more steak and lobster.
Yeah.
Or them shrimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's like to just go on what you were saying, right? To answer your question. Like the reason why it seems like women are able to move on fast, because women go through their breakup spell while they with you. Repeat that one time. Women go through their breakup spell while they're with you. Women leave you physically first. That's when the sex slows down in a relationship and you trying to figure out why.
Okay.
All right. Next, she leaves you mentally. That's when you saying stuff to her and it just seems like she's spaced out. She don't say nothing. She don't care.
Right.
Last thing is they leave you emotionally. Once she gone emotionally, once she disconnects herself from you, nothing you can say or do will surprise her or matter, because in her mind she is not even with you no more. She left already.
Wow.
Now when she leaves, that's when our pain as men start, because we're visual.
Right.
Now I can see you left.
And we trying to figure out why.
Why?
What happened?
What happened?
We didn't
What
see the signs.
I didn't see the signs.
Right.
I missed it all. What?
Right.
That's why
You going through all of that now.
Yeah.
She already went through that. She went through the whys and everything when she was with you, when she was trying to get your attention, when she was yelling at you, when she was trying to talk to you, when she was trying to tell you what she needs, tell you what's missing, or we should go out and have more fun. We should, and you, man, why we gotta do that, man? That's a woman's way of trying to tell you you're on the verge of losing me.
So we're gonna listen now,
and we're not listening.
So Tristan, you know what? You just touched on a good point, man. And I don't know where we at in front of the segment. I don't know how much time
Just
we got
run it.
left.
We ran it.
But so check this out. And everybody don't got an answer, but I'm gonna ask this question: as men, how would you define the model woman? the model woman for you?
All right, let me jump on that. I'll jump on that first. I'll jump on that one first. Okay, so for me, okay, like me personally,
I don't want to describe the wrong thing. in my
I always
wife,
tell
but-
people I want a female version of me.
What is that?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I
don't want that.
I don't want to date myself.
No, what I mean by that, what I mean by that is this. Like, I feel like I'm a hardworking person. I feel like I'm a hustler. Okay, I don't take no for an answer. Okay, anything I want, I'm gonna go get it. Okay, I work hard for everything. If I got an opinion to make, I'm gonna voice it. I don't sugarcoat it. If you get offended, I'm man enough to apologize to you for how I say it, but not for what I said. Okay, I need a woman like that. So reason why I still need a woman like that, because the strongest man, the type of man I am now, a woman like that is only gonna make me stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want a man like me that you say you want me to lead you, okay, then everything that I'm doing to lead you, I'm saying if I bounce back, you that same person that's gonna push me back forward. Okay, not if I fall back and we falling together. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by a woman like me, because when you fall back, oh baby, I'm gonna catch you. And we going forward. You see what I'm saying? So I need a woman like that.
Anybody else?
Reciprocity.
Okay, for me, I would say what I look
You
for
married,
more.
right?
Yeah, 18 years.
Just
18
describe
years?
your wife. I don't want to say.
Like for me,
My wife might be watching.
for
so-
me,
Yeah,
no, I say
Hey,
like,
you real.
Gotta
Like,
keep it real.
Right.
what I look for, or what I looked for,
Yes, there you go. Right word.
was balance.
Right.
And
Yes.
it took me years.
Mm-hmm.
Just being honest, it took me years to realize that my wife was my balance. She was everything that I'm not, that's what she is.
Yeah.
Everything that I hate to do is what she loves to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me years as a man to realize, like, man, you know what? She actually makes my life easier.
Right.
Because I be focused on this over here, this over here, this over here, and that's the stuff that she just don't want to focus
I
on.
agree.
Right.
And I'm a business guy. I like focusing on business. I like, just stuff like that. I like doing stuff around the house. That's the stuff she look at like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But she's more focused on family,
Yeah.
more focused on the home, more focused on, have you ate today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she sets the rules in the house. I grew up where, dinner was made, you can get your plate, go back to your room.
Right.
She changed the game. Like, I remember the first time she made dinner and she was like, I went to walk away, she said, where you going? What you mean? No, we sit down.
Yes.
Right.
I was scrolling on my phone. She gave me that look. What you doing?
Right.
Off your phone.
Right.
We're eating. It's family time.
Right. That's it.
So
That's it.
as time went on, I started,
That's it.
and I used to push back, which
Right.
used to cause arguments because in my mind I'm thinking, man, I
You
pay
are.
the bills, man. I
Right.
can do what I want. It's my house.
Right,
I do
right.
what I want to do.
Right.
And and just me being honest,
Mhm.
me doing that for so many years and saying to myself as a man, I got options, man. I can do what I want.
Right.
You know what happened? I walked in one day and she was like, if that's who you want to be,
Right.
I'm out.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I tell people, I said, me and my wife were separated for 9 months. That was the most and longest miserable. I ain't woke up. That was the most miserable time of my life. And that's what made me change my ways.
Mhm.
This is what made me change my ways and stay on the path that I'm on now. She came to pick up the kids one day, and I said, why are you so happy? She said, because I don't have to walk on eggshells. I ain't got to answer to you. I'm free.
Wow.
Wow.
That hurt
Right.
so bad, and I had to
That's
go
what she
back
said?
in the house. Yeah.
That's respect.
And I had
Respect.
I had to go back in the house and ask myself, man, am I that bad?
Right. I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
That
you had to look at
You had to run away
Right.
to feel free?
Feel comfortable. Right.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yes.
real.
And I tell people, I said,
Yeah.
so from that moment on, that was my point of change. That was my more of, as we say, I started looking at things of a partnership. Like, okay, look, I know what you're good at. I was just stepping on your toes because I wanted to control every aspect of everything. You know what I'm saying? But now, and I tell people, I said, it's amazing to me when I just like, look, do your thing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is that you, I know what you're good at. Just do your thing. And I'm gonna do what I do. And I tell you, it's a well-oiled machine. A well-oiled machine. I don't step on her toes. She don't step on mine. We are united front when it comes to dealing with the kids. If we don't agree on something, we talk about that, you know, when we leave a house or when the kids leave a house, you know, like, hey, you could have handled that differently. Like, no, I said what I said. All right, you know what, I don't want to argue with you.
Right.
Just agree to disagree. You know, so I think that was one of the reasons why I said, I think when you're young, I think you should just date around. I don't think any man is mature enough mentally to get married before, I would say, 28.
And some women.
And some women, because I think that you don't really know yourself. And this is just my opinion. You don't really know yourself as a man until you're around 25, 26. That's when you start figuring out who you are, what you want, what you like. You know what I'm saying? And you start getting 30, you more focused on life. And like, I know what I need. And I know what I need to be offering. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I tell people, I'm 39. So I look at life so much different now. You know what I'm saying? Like, looking back at my younger years, I tell people my worst fear is my daughter dating the younger version of her.
Right. I feel you on that.
And that's the hardest thing. Like, I just want to piggyback back off what you were saying. Like, you know, for us, like, it's kind of hard for us because we want to be that person. So it's just like, at the same time, like, when you growing up, you trying to make that money, you trying to do what you want to do. It's kind of hard to like gauge what you really want, like, as a man, because you're still figuring out as you want. You can be going in your path, doing exactly what you need to do, but you can run into a girl or a situation and she made you feel, you know, like incompetent or low because you couldn't do this. Like, you know, you can be doing something for yourself. Like,
that's older man too.
I'm graduating.
That's an older man too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing my thing for myself, but you know, I might not necessarily be able to provide for a woman right now. That still don't mean that I'm less of a man or lower man. You know, so it's just like having to find that. Yeah, like I had to figure that out at 26, and I'm like, damn, like, I played football. I didn't make it to the league, so it's just like I had to realize, like, you're not trash. You're not a terrible person. Like, it's just like, you know, you just done playing a recreational sport. So it's just like, okay, so now who am I? Like, I had to identify with all that, and sometimes, you know, like, you had to go through that path and figure that out. You know, I can't find that answer from a woman or my mama or my uncle or anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that path and really learning who you are is a real important phase before you can even consider being in a relationship with somebody.
And figuring out what you want to, for real.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you don't know yourself, you're gonna require so much from this person because you really don't know what you want. One week you want her to look more sexy. Then when she looks sexy, you need to cover up. You know what that was about. Cover up a little bit, be conservative. Like, I don't know what you got on.
But that's gonna, as men, that's gonna change, like, constantly. It might be, I want you to be more active, you know, financially. I need your advice, or I need you to cook more, or I need you to cook less, or I need you to do this. So it's gonna
Not good less. Not good less.
Sometimes you might want to take an eye. Cook less.
I
worry, baby. Cook Thursday and Friday, you know.
I know what he's saying.
But you know, it's gonna change constantly. So you know, the hardest job for women is being able to take from us what we're wanting. You know, if we don't want this week, you know, they have to say, okay, he don't want this week. Let me change that.
So you know what it sound like, Cool? It sound like We want a woman that just understands us.
No, no.
But,
listen.
but that's
that's
true.
true.
Cool, listen.
That's part of
See,
it.
That's
see,
part-
see,
yeah.
see, at first I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm not gonna let you get off the hook like that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be quiet at first. So the question
Let me
was,
get-
what kind of woman you look? So,
Right,
no, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Dip, no, I want you to describe Miss Coop. That's what I want you to do.
Describe.
Okay, I want you to do that. You gotta get off the hook.
So,
You can't get off the hook that
okay,
easy.
so if I'm describing Miss Cool, I need Miss Cool to be flexible, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because I try to be flexible.
Okay,
with that, right?
okay.
So one week I want this,
Mm-hmm.
the next week I might not.
Okay.
So Miss Coop need to be able to say, all right, I know he changed his mind like the weather,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Right.
not get offended with that,
Right.
or she not have feelings about that,
Mhm.
and just go with it,
Okay.
you know, because she know my heart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need Miss Coop to be able to go with me,
There it is.
which way I'm going.
Okay.
Women understand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It may be up, it
Somebody
may
to
be
get
down,
you.
but
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna do it together.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
real.
so that's the thing.
Yeah.
As long as she willing to do it with me,
Mm-hmm.
and me vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Partnership.
Yeah, we don't have that conscience.
because that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Nobody manipulate nobody to
We
do
talking
X, Y, Z,
about,
right? We're
yeah.
gonna do it as a team. We're gonna do it as partners.
Yeah.
So who would y'all say is more confusing in terms of manipulation?
Women.
Nah.
I'll jump on that.
I don't agree
I'm
with
gonna
that.
tell, no, listen, I'm gonna tell you why I feel like women. Okay, and I have to give it from a lesson learned perspective.
Alright.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, the reason why I said women, because they're just so good at it. Okay, the way they present it, like you said, we're visual. You know what I'm saying? So the way you present it, I'm saying we going all in because the way you presented it. Okay, where we fall short at, like y'all said, once we see those signs, and I'm speaking from experience. Once you see those signs, once you have guys who telling you, hey, listen, she's an opportunist. Okay, you need to pay attention to that. Why you so deep into that? Because she's an opportunist. Once you get that opportunity met, it's on to the next project from here. Your mindset is like, nah, bro, I don't invested all this time. She said she need this. She feel like, I feel like she need me. So if she need me, I'm all in.
So you know what that is?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what that is?
I don't agree with that.
100%.
I don't agree with that.
That's
I
ego.
don't agree with
Okay.
that.
That's male
I'll let
ego.
y'all get
That's
that.
saying, oh,
That's
I can
yeah.
change her from being whatever y'all say she is to whatever I want her to be.
But
That's
you know what?
100%
But listen,
ego.
here's the
Quick way to
thing.
get your heart.
Listen,
Take
right,
off-
exactly.
You
You
can't
know
take
what?
off-
Hey,
you can't take off the pole.
Listen, here's the thing though. Hey, repeat what you just said. That last part, what you just said. Easy way to what?
Easy way to get your
To
heart.
heart.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
So here's the thing. The thing about it is, and I agree with you on that.
Wait,
but
the easiest way to get your heart broke is what?
I'm saying what he just said.
What you just said?
Not paying attention to the signs, basically.
The easiest way to get your heart broken is not
Now,
paying
for
attention
instance,
to the
so
signs.
listen,
she went on the pole.
but listen, here's the thing.
So that was
Ain't
the
no
sign.
red
Sometimes, listen,
James.
sometimes we pay attention to the signs, but we don't put so much work in how it's not that easy for you to just pull back just like that.
Oh yes, it is, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Right,
I'm gonna tell you
go
why.
ahead, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
tell you why. And I know you wanted to say your piece. I'm gonna try to make this real
Right.
quick. I'm gonna tell you why. When you meet somebody, you see every red flag
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
When you meet them,
When you meet
And
them,
five
when you
minutes.
meet them,
This
you
is true.
see
Five minutes.
everything that you need to see.
How?
You hear it.
that's almost like falling in love at first sight. You can't see everything.
You don't see
Yeah.
You
everything.
see it.
I don't agree with that.
No,
I don't
no,
agree
no,
with that.
no.
I don't agree with that.
When you meet a
Every
person, whether a woman or a man, they gonna be on their P's and Q's. They gonna show you the best of this.
Yes.
Nah,
That representative.
When you
That
meet-
representative.
That's a representative.
When you
Probably
come
the first 2 times. Probably the first.
when you
But that
come
third
when you come
time-
out, like, okay, let's just say you go to the club, right? You gonna go to the club, they gonna be dressed and you know what I'm saying, all this kind of stuff, right? You don't know at home that her house look like a trash, just trash
Yeah.
dump. You don't know that, but you like, man, she fly. You know what I'm saying? She smell good, all this kind of stuff. And you like, man, let me get the number. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come pick you up, right? Oh, you get there, you didn't plan on even going in because he's gonna pick up and take her to dinner. You like, can I use the bathroom?
Right.
You walk in and you like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like now you trying to hurry up and get out of this dinner. Cause it's like, man, did you see her house? You know what I'm saying? I should have just peed on the side. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen before. You know what I'm saying? You walking through the house, make sure you don't
got a valid point. What I was maybe how I should have said it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Right.
you see the red flags. The problem is we overlook it.
Right.
We overlook it. We be like, man, like I always tell somebody, you ever notice you can for men and women, a person can say something to you joking around, and when they get mad, you'll hear them say the same exact thing that they was joking about. Like I seen so many women that could be with a dude, and he could think she looked at another dude, and he like, who you looking at? What you looking at him for?
Right.
She like, I was just looking. He like, yeah, all right, all right. And she like, oh, he crazy.
Right.
It's funny.
Right.
But when it happens 5-6 times, now she wondering. Oh, dude, he got a jealous. Yeah, he just showed you. You know what I'm saying? Same
You
thing.
saying like, man, fake gold shine when it's new.
It does. But
When you first get it shiny, it's shiny.
But it don't take long for it to stop shining. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't take long. You know what I'm saying? Keep putting it in the same situation.
Yeah.
It's gonna die.
So I want to hit it.
Put in some jewelry cleaner, some turn-ins.
So
It's gonna die.
we basically test on everything from a older perspective as far as the type of women. So I want to hear from the two young guys. What y'all looking at? So when it comes to
That's gonna be the
hold up, but I just want to hear what y'all look for in today's society
What
when
you
it
look
comes
for in a
to
woman?
in a woman. What y'all looking for? I know manipulation is important, but I want to understand what it is that outside of social media, outside of the fact that she approaching you talking about she need this bag. I need to know what goes through you guys' mind when you see a young lady that looks good, smell good, that's fine. What goes through you guys' head before you even approach?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I want them to answer that question. I know it's that time. I know. I want them to answer that question. But for them, younger generation, if you could put it in one word. If you can put it in
that's
one
easy, right?
If you can put it in
Give
one
it to
word.
us, Matt.
One word.
My word is peace.
Oh,
Yay!
look, he must be an old soul. He
Yeah.
sound like
There's so
Yeah.
many words, all
He
y'all
sound like
definitions
us.
is the same thing.
It's
You're talking
easy,
about
man.
consistency, balance, all that stuff.
Cooperation.
Because I know I got great intentions. I have great intentions for my woman and stuff that I want to do. But sometimes my ideas be everywhere. I might need somebody to help me focus and pinpoint on that certain
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
need a man that I really need and want to be for you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's just like, but if somebody out here just enabling what I'm doing and not really, really taking in what I'm doing for them, somebody, just like it's easy for us to go out on a date and it just be a routine date. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to know that girl. We got to play the hunt.
Right.
We got to get in the game to even get to know her,
Right.
to even know if we gonna mess with her or not.
Right.
They
So it's just
closed
like,
off nowadays.
yeah, so it's like, it's
Yeah.
hard shell. Women build hard shells and we build hard shells. Everybody's protective of their energy right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to gauge what's real, what's not. I can't even do nothing out of the pureness out of my heart because I think she be using me. She don't really mess with me.
Yeah.
Compared to somebody else that might be giving me complete reciprocity.
Yeah.
So it's just
And
it's
that
kind of
works
hard
good
for us to
you
gauge
too
right
at the
now.
same
So.
time.
It's like a filter that's not on Instagram.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of
yeah.
hard to gauge. That's what I'm saying. I can't really
It
pinpoint
is.
it down and what it is. Like you said, we still got to figure it out
I think
because
they do got it a little bit
Yeah.
tough.
Well, what my lady told me,
Because, yeah.
she said that communication is good, but comprehension is key.
Comprehension is key.
and y'all
So
talking
you
about
can talk all
stuff.
day, but if you're not understanding each other,
Right.
y'all always gonna have some type of animosity.
Yeah.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
feel like-
that comes to not understanding a person's love language.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Understanding
true.
how if you don't understand how they communicate, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be
Yeah.
tough. If you got the type of lady that like to be touched all the time and you don't like touching people,
Right.
this ain't gonna
It
work.
ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna work.
Right.
It ain't gonna work.
But listen,
Some people don't even know what love language is.
Yeah, right. But the thing about it is, it's a compatibility test online. You can take it any time. So if you don't know your love language, go online and lovelanguage.com. and take the test. But no, but that goes both ways because I hear a lot of women that say, you know what, well, you should know my love language. You should know mine too. You know what I'm saying? You should know mine
Part
too.
three.
You know what I'm saying? But to sum it all, so basically,
We
to
gonna
sum
bring
it all
it
up,
around.
to sum it all up, like I said, manipulation goes both ways. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's powerful in both ways. I just feel like, personally, you know what I'm saying, all manipulation ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you have to manipulate a little bit to get growth in the whole relationship to be the better for us, not just for me. You know what I'm saying? So manipulation ain't always bad. But the thing about it is, it's just all about what you do with that power when you have it in your possession.
Yeah.
And presentation.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I want to touch on that real quick.
Go ahead, man.
It's easy to manipulate when you show all your cards. So I think it's important for people to set their expectations, but don't tell the other person what their expectations are.
Yeah, we have to play like an Olay. We have to keep our game in the bag. Like, I can't even show you my full bag of tricks yet because it's just like, you know, so.
Because once you know, you're going to do everything I like every single time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true. That's
So
true.
keep your cards, cover your cards
Yeah.
and play it one at a time.
We out here playing a chess game.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I'm saying?
really
'Cause
chess
it's
out
like, it ain't straightforward how it is. Like, my girl, we can really fall out for not posting each other on the gram. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
that's crazy. Y'all laughing.
Right.
Y'all
That's
laughing.
real.
That's real.
That's real.
I've been
Yeah.
covered that before.
So it's like,
That's
you're not
real.
posting me, you're not celebrating me. That means you obviously testing your options of playing
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Entertaining.
really not on here
Entertaining.
that much. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
I don't even, I post every 5 months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why every picture need to post about you? I don't been with a girl that was the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if we was in,
Yeah.
it didn't matter if we was in Kingston, Jamaica. Like we took a whole cruise, but we had to go to Kingston to get that picture holding the hand in the water. You know what I'm saying? Just
So,
to make it look like
right.
so here's my
right.
question. Where's she at now?
huh?
Where's she at now?
Doing pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same, listen, and you know, I hear a lot of women bring it up as far as, their man
I mean, I don't
not posting, you know what I'm saying, me on social media. The thing, and this is what I tell people. I'm saying, am I ashamed of you? No, I'm not. At the same time, I'm not gonna post you Monday, post you Wednesday, post you Friday, okay? Then next week, post you Tuesday, post you Wednesday. Then the following week, keep on posting you, and then next month, you gone. So now if I don't post you all this night, like, hey, bro, now when I move on to somebody new, and I get a post, he just posted somebody last month. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Like,
not
come on,
the
like,
DMs and they see you.
right,
delete it
what I'm
off
saying?
the-
Like, so my thing is, to me, that's not that important that I gotta post you just for somebody to know they're on with you.
Right.
But women don't understand that privacy, it promotes growth.
Yes.
Say it again.
One more time, young buck. One more
Say it
time.
again.
That
man.
privacy promotes growth.
Yes, sir.
So what you can work on in private, once you come out in public, it'll be perfect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to present something that's a glass that's half full.
Yeah,
Right.
We
Like
want
girls
present us
asking me
as
to
full.
post her. I ain't even met your moms yet. Like,
Right, exactly.
But you want to be out on my
Exactly.
IG.
You want to be
Right.
on my
That
IG.
don't make no
Like,
sense.
that don't make no sense to me. So,
But if this don't work out, everybody gonna be asking questions.
Right,
I mean, I want something real. I'm not faking the funk for nobody or nobody.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's just where I'm at
I
with
grew
it.
up down south, man.
So fellas, I want to take the time to thank y'all for coming on this season finale, man. Hey, this been season 1 has been great, man. It's been great. Hey,
Yeah.
I just like I said, I look forward to season 2. Man, like I said, we basically gonna get into much bigger topics, man. And like I said, as you guys out there, as y'all see, we chop it up, we keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We don't sugarcoat it. We ain't here to be fake. We gonna chop it up and we gonna keep it real. That's like I said, power manipulation. You know what I'm saying? And hey, we get in our feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here. I'm saying, like I said, I go to therapy at least once a week. Okay, I'm still working on me. Okay,
We gotta work on
And that's what it's all
Right,
about.
right.
And you started out the show, man. You gave your gratitude to us. You know what I'm saying? You had your vision, and we kind of chopped into it. But I'll be honest with you, man. We are so thankful for your vision.
Oh, yeah.
And bringing us on this platform, because I'll be honest with you, when you first mentioned it, I'm like, okay, that sounds good. But I did not know how therapeutic it was going to be until I sat on the set and I just started talking and relating to other men and brothers, you know what I'm saying, in different walks of life. So thank you for your vision and putting this all together.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And I'm gonna echo that too, man, because I was the same way. I'm not in front of the camera type person at all. But when you presented it, man, I felt like it was a good opportunity. And then once we got into it, I was like, man,
Yes.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Being able to learn and hear from other men that are in the same situation, that have gone through the same situations, and the obstacles and the challenges and everything, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a great opportunity and a great situation, man.
Yeah.
Salute my
Salute,
boy
salute
for
my
bringing
brother.
us in.
Salute.
And I want to take a second, man, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Kevin Samuels, man. I know he passed, R.I.P.
Rest in
Kevin
peace,
Samuels,
rest in
man.
peace.
But
Yeah.
that dude was talking about a lot of the stuff that we have talked about, and a lot of the stuff that other people are now talking about
Yeah.
when it comes to relationships and women and men and how we approach each other. And nobody wanted to hear what he had to say because of how he presented it.
Yep. Yes, yes.
It's complicated. It don't have to be though.
Yeah. Rest
But-
in peace. Yeah.
Because of how everybody else is presented, now it's receptive. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that, man. And hey, again, thank you, O.
Appreciate it, man.
That's how you gonna say.
Good.
Hey,
Good,
so
yeah.
hey, that's our segment. That's this week on Bro Code.
Yeah.
Hey, look forward. So season 2 is only gonna get better from here.
Bro,
Hey,
bro, code.
hey, everybody, drop it in, Bro Code, baby.
Bring it in,
Bro
bring it in,
Code.
bring it
Hey,
in. Bring it in.
see y'all next time, baby. Bring it in.
Bro Code.
Oh.
Let's go.
Hey,